Hi everyone, it is Wednesday. It's time for another edition of News 2 Gives Back. I'm meteorologist Marcus Bagwell. News 2 Gives Back is brought to you by Nashville Subaru. We're wanting to take time to honor a very important and special agency here in Metro Nashville. We are located at Metro Social Services, and we are wanting to take time to highlight their winter weather response. You recall the winter snowstorm that we had from January. It was certainly a very significant event, and we're wanting to specifically recognize the Nashville Social Services and specifically the agency here because they open up their cold weather extreme shelter when these specific type of events happen and even when the temperatures get cold and of course below freezing. So I have here Miss Demetria Vaughn and also the Executive Director, Miss Renee Pratt. I'm going to start with you, Miss Demetria. Thank you so much for your time, and we're glad to recognize you all. This agency has been around in Nashville for a while. Share with us the mission and the purpose.
Well, actually, I can sum it up in one word. We serve. That's what Metro Social Services does. Regardless of the situation, if you come here, you're not going to leave the same. We're going to do our best. We make no promises, but we will definitely do everything we can to help you get what you need. We serve all of Davidson County.
Wow, that is great. And I think that's a great way to be able to describe it. Service is something that we are all able to do, and we appreciate what you all do each and every day. This shelter program that you have, the Extreme Cold Weather Overflow Shelter, has been around for over a decade. Can you tell with us how it came about?
Well, very similar to this time, we had a big storm that came through actually on Martin Luther King Day. And our executive director, Renee Pratt, got a phone call from the mayor's office. I got the phone call next, and we collaborated. Within less than 24 hours, we were up and running because the storm was coming.
Wow, that's great. And that's a very fast time. And it's always interesting. We've had some snowstorms that have happened around the MLK time frame. I even remember some of those back in my high school days from 2000, 2008, all that time. So long time ago, but they happen. They happen, and there's a big need there for it. What can people expect? Who can come to the shelter if they're needing it, and what can they expect and seek out when they do come to the shelter?
We are a low barrier shelter, which means we take pets, we take couples, and we take individuals who have been banned from other shelters. When they come to our shelter, though, they can definitely expect to be treated with respect, get a good meal, feel safe, have case management services and resources provided. We try to make sure we have everything available to them if they're coming in from the cold and they're wet or whatever. We try to have socks, we try to have changes of clothes and things of that nature that they might not have with them because all the times they don't bring all their things with them.
All right, and tell us about how all of that worked together for the January storm. How many people did you all have? Maybe if you have a rough estimate, and what was it like during that particular storm? Because it was one of the more intense ones that we've seen in a while.
We peaked at maybe 375 a couple nights. It was very cold. It was very cold, and people were coming in wet, and we saw a lot of people that we've never seen before, and we're so glad that they came. We want people to be safe. We want to save lives. We want to be that conduit so people feel comfortable and know that they can come in, get a meal, they can get resources, they can get case management services throughout that day, those 10 days, I should say. We had roughly about 21 people that worked around the clock to make sure that somebody was always there, to make sure there were meals, clothing, the building was clean, and what they needed was addressed.
That is great. Well, Miss Renee, let me bring you in, and I just want to know if you could share with us what is upcoming and new for the social services of Nashville.
Well, with all this great news today about the shelter and the services we provide, this will be our last year providing a cold winter shelter. The Office of Homeless Services is now a department, and it will be their responsibility to provide this sheltering for the homeless. Yes, it has been 10 years, 10 very eventful years. There's been many lives saved, and we've been also recognized by FEMA for providing shelter for the city, and along with COVID sheltering that we were responsible for providing as well.
Awesome. Well, I know you have to be proud of Mr. Demetria and all the work that she does. That is, she does a wonderful job. Thank you so much. We're thankful for both of you and your service to our community to serve those that are in need in a very important time. And with it being a low-bearing shelter, a barrier shelter to allow families and pets too, which is Very important. So thank you all for that. And we're excited to bring them lunch today. This is all provided to them by Nashville Subaru. They do a great work here at Metro Nashville Social Services. I'm News 2 meteorologist Marcus Bagwell. Have a great day.